Uh, oh yeah, okay. So this is on. Recommend audio. Okay. Welcome back to another stream. My name is the Immortal Phoenix, and we are going to be going over the leaks for Boruto 2 Vortex Chapter 4. So I really cannot wait to look over this. Because I've been pretty much waiting all yesterday for the leaks to come out. So now that we're here, I think it will be best to go over what we got. Abdul just posted from what I heard. So yeah, let's see what's going on in the world of Boruto. I was kind of I'm kind of hoping that this next chapter will just be like a flashback chapter, but I don't think that will be the case. So who knows? Okay, so here it is right here. So the cover page, Kawaki is on the cover page. It says Boruto Tubu Vortex chapter 4 cover page called Awakening. So what does that mean? Awakening. I have no idea. That is very interesting. Awakening. Okay. All right. Here we go. Boruto still in front of Kawaki at the beginning of chapter 4. But the frog tells Boruto that he needs to hurry. So, Boruto uses Flying Thunder God technique to travel where the Ten Tails is, but the Ten Tails suddenly disappeared. Now, here's the thing. Looking at these leaks right here, it says Boruto. Well, I don't know if this is true because it says so Boruto uses the Flying Thunder God technique to travel to where the Ten Tails is. Well, Boruto puts up two hand signs, and I don't know if Boruto has marked anyone with the Flying Thunder God technique. I think that's just some other technique that he learned from Kashin Koji. Because we did see that Boruto placed a toad onto Code, and so not only did he place a toad onto Code, but he also, you know, the toad also revealed the location of the Ten Tails to him, which is also very interesting. So we see that in these panels, Boruto puts up two hand signs, and now that he knows where the Ten Tails is, he's going to immediately go where the Ten Tails is located. And Kawaki looks like he's kind of, confused as to what Boruto is trying to do. So yeah, Boruto does end up teleporting, but I don't think that's through the Flying Thunder God technique. I think that's through some other technique that he learned from Kashin Koji. It has to be that. That's a little bit weird. So Boruto teleports to where Code is, and Code is surprised that Boruto has found him again. So I think there's probably going to be another battle between him and Code. Who knows? That's a little bit weird. So, alrighty. But then we see that the Ten Tails has suddenly disappeared. So it's weird because one moment the Ten Tails was right there, and then the next moment, he disappears. I wonder, how did the Ten Tails like get out? If that's the case, like where did the Ten Tails go? Alrighty. So we're just gonna move on from this post. Let's go on to the next one. Alright. A new enemy has emerged. Code is confused thinking it's Bug, but no. Boruto says that this is a god tree, a sacred tree. A god tree? You know what's even crazy? This thing looks almost like Bug. Looking at it from here, it looks almost like Bug. So, oh, my bad. So I'm wondering, like, if this thing looks almost like Bug, then what happens? What really happens? No, no, no. It says the God Tree. So the God tree has basically become. So the Ten Tails didn't disappear; it just be turned into a God tree, but it emerged as sentient beings. And that's weird because I'm wondering, like, okay, if that's the case, like, if Boruto is trying to prevent the future from prevent a worst possible outcome, which is, trying to, stop the Ten Tails from becoming an even worse like threat than it could potentially be. I'm guessing this is what they were. I'm guessing this is what he was talking about. Boruto is trying to prevent something from happening, and he saw the conclusion of the future, but not the full, scope of what's happening. So if he's seeing, so I'm guessing this is part of his vision, but I'm not so sure if this is part of his vision. I think he saw something more. How should I say? Something even more than that. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments down. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? All right, so we see that this. Yeah, I'm just curious. This looks exactly like Bug. Like, look at the fucked up teeth he has, and then look how small he is. You can't tell me that that isn't Bug. Maybe the God trees. Maybe the transfer. He said. Boruto says that he added a transformation onto the Ten Tails. So maybe this transformation isn't the fact that, he changed the Ten Tails. He changed its process. So whenever someone gets stuck in the Ten Tails God tree, instead of the God tree just, becoming a God tree like it's supposed to be, it instead not only merges with the person, but turns them into some other being. Maybe that's what we're getting at here. If I'm not mistaken, because, like I said, this looks like Bug in a way. This really does look like Bug. So that's kind of interesting. All right, let's move on to the next panel. So right here, Boruto and Co looks up, and they notice that, they're just confused. Like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm confused as well. Like, how did the God tree produce something like this? And so this thing rushes at Boruto. Like, it immediately rushes at him. So not only does it rush at Boruto, let's go on to the next leaks because this is very interesting. The new enemy engages Boruto and pushes him against the wall. Boruto uses lightning release to create distance, but futile. The enemy goes for the kill, but Boruto uses Flying Thunder God technique. And then this is weird. I don't know if Boruto is using Flying Thunder God technique. Okay, so the enemy we see in this panel pushes Boruto to the wall and has him pinned. Boruto uses his lightning release. Am I missing one panel? That's weird. Am I missing a panel? No, I'm not. So Boruto, I mean not Boruto, the new villain, the new enemy, created some sort of wood-style dragon-like arm and tries to attack Boruto with it. And then he misses his attack, and then Boruto just teleports. Now, I don't know if that's Flying Raijin, because this can't be Flying Raijin. Because, one, I don't see any markings all over the place. And if that was the case, then we would have known that Boruto is using Flying Raijin. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Boruto was right here in one instance. Next thing you know, he's gone and he teleports over. Maybe this is just how fast he is. Just an indicator of how fast Boruto is. I don't know if this has anything to do with the Flying Raijin, but who knows? Okay. Boruto senses a new chakra. turns around and looks to the sky and finds another enemy. The divine tree has evolved with the help of code. So this confirms what I was just saying. Code didn't just change the Ten Tails. He changed how the way the Ten Tails operates. So the Ten Tails originally is supposed to eat an Otsutsuki to become a god tree. Now we learn that whenever a Ten Tail soldier bites somebody, I do believe that they become something else as they're merging with the tree. Maybe the tree in of itself has a new function. Who knows? I'm very curious. This is very interesting. So we see that this enemy is in the sky. And those look like Magatama markings. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Magatama markings all around him. Oh, I know, but it's just like I really wanted to go over this. This is interesting. I really wanted to see what the leaks have in store. But but the enemy looks so weird. Like, they remind me of the Jubi soldiers, but holy shit. I don't know. They look. Wait, hold on. I'm missing. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed something. Okay. I don't know. To me, these don't really look menacing. I'm not saying they aren't menacing. I'm not saying that they are. When is the official chapter releasing? On Sunday. This Sunday coming up. So, that's crazy. That's super crazy weird. The Gotchis can do this to someone? If they're merged with them? I don't know if this is true. Okay. 2 more enemies are introduced. Boruto is especially wary of the person in the hood. Person in the hood. Okay, who the fuck is this? Who is this? It's basically a new claw grime in Issei no Tsuki, and they become an evolved form of the claw grime or person. That's interesting. An evolved form of the person or claw grime. Oh, I've been saying this, but I always knew that the Ten Tails, that these things were going to become sentient. This was pretty much evident in chapter, I believe chapter 2. We start to see that they're becoming more sentient and they're evolving in a way. And it's kind of funny because this is exactly what's happening. Now the person in the hood, this is weird. Who is this? Some people say it's Sasuke. Some people say it's not him. I don't know. I mean, he says he's weary of the guy in the hood. So who could this be? That's weird. The one in the hood is Sasuke? I don't know. I want to wait until the full chapters. I want to wait until the full chapters to get some more clarity. But this is interesting. If that is Sasuke, then holy shit. Okay, so meanwhile, back at the Hokage's office, Kawaki and Sarada get into a back and forth argument about Boruto, and Sarada says she won't let Kawaki control Konoha. Sarada, at the end of the day, says that we must help Boruto take down Code, 4 new enemies, and 4 new enemies, yeah. Okay, so Sarada and Kawaki are just arguing with each other about Boruto's innocence still. Where's Ada? I have no idea. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where's Ada in all this? Like, holy shit. We don't see or hear Damon's reaction. Yeah, that's also pretty true. So who knows? So where did these guys come from? Is my question. Like, hold on. That is super weird. So not only does, my bad, my bad. I got sidetracked a little bit. So it's weird how Boruto. It's weird how Kawaki and Sarada are still arguing over Boruto's innocence. I think that this is just her trying to tell Kawaki to find a way to undo the omnipotent Shinjutsu and try to restore everyone's memories. Cover page called Awakening. Yep, definitely. Now, I have a question. Could these guys push Boruto to awaken the Jogan? Could they become the catalyst for him awakening his power? And if these guys are the worst possible future for anyone to imagine, then could this be what Boruto was trying to prevent all along? What code it just wasn't listening to. So once the Ten Tails disappears, it evolves into a version of enemies, of new enemies. I think that could be the case. I think this could be. I don't know if this is a retcon or whether or not if they're just trying to add more onto the lore. But that's just weird. Who knows? I could. Who knows? Maybe they're just. Maybe Kishimoto's cooking up with something. So Boruto tries to go in first with a sneak attack, but it fails. The enemy then uses lightning release, but Boruto negates it with his new Rasengan technique. So it seems like that these guys are able to use Flying Thunder God. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. This guy, I think you should go read the spoilers. Read the spoilers. Hold on. I need to find a way to hold on. Let me do something real quick. Hold on for just a second. All right, I'm back. I was just testing something for. I was trying to test something out. That's super weird. I'm trying to figure out like if the chat's picking up any new if the well if OBS is picking up anything new in chat. That's super crazy. So yeah, let's get back into it. So this is weird because looking at this panel, bro literally does remind me of Sasuke. Like I think you should read the titles, read the spoilers as it gets clear as you go. Yeah, definitely. It does become very clear. But like I said, this guy looks almost exactly like Sasuke with this hood on. I'm not just he is Sasuke. Like, oh my lord. Oh my lord. Oh, please don't. Oh no. Please don't let it be Sasuke, man. So yeah, he does end up negating it. And he himself also my lord. What the you'll see in the end why he is Sasuke. I don't want to ruin it. Oh lord. Okay. So we're almost done with this. Boruto gets trapped in one of the enemy's attacks and asks Code for help. And Code leaves Boruto fighting the new enemies. Honestly, Boruto, yeah, definitely Boruto should never have trusted Code. Code is on fraud watch, fraud watch, like he is. So yeah, yeah, they're just all jumping Boruto at this given point. And I believe one of them also uses Earth style, if I'm not mistaken. Like one of them does end up using Earth style, and not only that happens, but who is this? Now my question is, who is this? She is literally looking like what was it? Harley Quinn. She's out here looking like Harley Quinn. I'm not even joking with you. Like looking at her design, she really reminds me of Harley Quinn. Now, who could this be? Because if the God Tree is evolving people, I wonder Moege looks like Moege. Are you talking about like the orange-haired chick that what was it? Konohamaru and who was that other kid? I forgot. Possibly. Yeah, if that so she must have gotten bitten by the Ten Tails. Damn. And you can clearly see that the toads are just like telling Boruto, the frogs are literally telling Boruto, get out of here, like immediately. Right then and there, before I move on, right then and there, this clearly establishes like the scaling in this series. Boruto has now surpassed Code, who was a Jigen plus level threat. But now these new threats come in nowhere and they're pressing Boruto. It's even to the point where the Toad is telling Boruto, get out of there immediately. This tells us that all of them combined can kill Boruto if they so choose. So now Boruto actually has four threats that he is worried about. So he was getting pressured by four different enemies who pretty much are already like. I wonder how strong Damon is. Or Boruto hasn't used his Jogan. Yeah. It's weird because we haven't seen Boruto use his Jogan yet. I was kind of hoping that this chapter would be like a flashback chapter. So we can get some information as to what happened during the events of, Code and what happened during the events of when Boruto and Sasuke left the village and Code just came after them for the next 2 years and stuff like that. Whether if Boruto unlocked the Jogan during that time. But clearly in these chapters, they haven't necessarily showed us whether or not if Boruto has unlocked the Jogan yet. I always talk about the Jogan, but it's just like we don't have anything to go off yet about it. I'm planning on doing a video on it, but Okay, so here's the next spoiler. Rough translation. Our ego is just awakened, and our overflowing curiosity and thirst for knowledge has surpassed our instincts to eat you for now. Whenever you run, wherever you run, or wherever you are in the world, you can never escape your destiny. Wait. You can never escape your destiny? Okay. So, backtrack here. He must be the leader. And on top of that, we've already been getting hints that these things are becoming sentient. They're becoming alive. And looking at these spoilers, this is true. Yeah, I know. But you can never run from your destiny. You can never escape your destiny. Like, what does that mean? My question is, like, do they know Boruto's destiny? Because I know Toneri told him that in the anime that Boruto is like the star, Boruto's eye. I think they were talking about the Jogan, but the Jogan's eye is like the star of hope that will eventually that will lead the world from, the oncoming darkness. So I don't know what that darkness could potentially be. It could be anything. I don't know. I'm taking the anime into account here. Oh, yeah, I'm taking the anime into account here, but oh yeah, this is the other. Hold on, sorry, I accidentally went on to another page. Possibly due since it's the Ten Tails. But my question is, how would the Ten Tails know about Boruto's destiny? So, okay, Boruto escapes to the hideout, and guess who arrives? Kashin Koji, my boy. They said that Kashin Koji was going to play a pivotal role, and I knew it. I already knew it. Kashin Koji was going to play a role and become Boruto's new mentor. So I wonder what they're saying. Sasuke's become a tree? Definitely. He has. Yep, pretty much. I'm sorry. The final page is a chapter. Sasuke turned into a tree. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wait a little longer, Uncle Sasuke. So yeah, this already explains to us why Boruto is so serious. Boruto is not fucking around. He wants to go on ahead, get rid of these things, and prevent a worst possible future from happening. I remember I was on the Walkie Talkie podcast, and I think Kamui and Udi were kind of, talking about how Boruto isn't prioritizing, trying to prove his innocence. And I was kind of explaining to them, Boruto can't really prove his innocence if he's worried about the outcome of the future, which not only is going to be a worst possible outcome because of the fact that Code has changed the Ten Tails, and we see that happening in this chapter. Code not only changed the Ten Tails, but they have evolved. They're now sentient. They are now extremely powerful, and Boruto can't handle all of them by himself. So this tells us that, Boruto is going to have to get even stronger now to surpass this new threat. Now, we do know that Boruto has the ability to see into the future with Momoshiki's Byakugan. Boruto and Momoshiki are actually linked in consciousness. So this is very interesting. Not only are they linked in consciousness, but whatever Boruto sees, whatever Momoshiki sees, Boruto is going to see. All right, let me go ahead and move over here. So that is super interesting. Uh-oh. Hold on for a second. You know what? Fuck it. Animated in. That's super weird. Why isn't it not? Okay. I was hoping that, it was going to, but yeah, that's crazy. Like, Sasuke's turned to a tree. Boruto's trying to prevent the future from becoming even worse than it already is, but he failed at doing that. So now what's going to happen next? Damn. He isn't strong enough. Yeah, he isn't strong enough. He isn't strong enough. And that is like a reminder that, Boruto has to get even stronger now. The enemies are now becoming even more powerful than they once were. And just, like, we thought Boruto reaching Code's level was already the apex like he can be at. But the Ten Tails has proven to be even greater than that. Damon is also a challenge that he has to overcome. So my question is, okay, these enemies are here. Are they strong enough to give Damon a fair fight? Or are they there to become the stepping stones for Boruto to be able to face Damon? And I'm not going to say that Damon is going to be like the main villain or anything. Don't get it twisted. Like Boruto, like Damon and Ada, they don't seem like villains to me. The Ten Tails is strong enough to become Ishiki's. Hold on. Let me do something right quick. All right, my bad. My bad. It's just like not being able to see like the chat from on my screen is just it's like it becomes very annoying after a while. My bad. If I constantly keep just pausing abruptly like that, I'm just trying to test to see what's going on with why my chat is not why the chat is not coming up in the chat box. So yeah, the Ten Tails might be strong enough as 100% Ishiki. If that is the case, if the Ten Tails is strong enough to be at Ishiki's level, then this clearly tells us that these things are way stronger than Code is. But I don't know if they're stronger than Damon. You know, Damon's got Shibai's DNA. Now, I don't know if Code has any of Shibai's DNA. If he does, then there could be like a difference in, you know, someone else possessing a little bit of Shibai's DNA versus someone who has pretty much like 100% of Shibai's DNA. Someone with like 100% of Shibai's DNA is definitely going to present. It's definitely going to be stronger and have more powerful abilities and so forth. So on. I don't want to like. I'm trying not to get like too in depth into this because this is very interesting. Like Boruto, holy shit! Boruto's gotta now has to face new threats. And we already knew that Boruto's gonna face new threats because, you know, Code was not cooking for all the years he's been introduced. He's not been cooking. I'm sorry. That man just like it's just. I'm not really a Code fan. I'm just gonna say it like this: Code is hot. Code is hot garbo. Code is hot garbo. But maybe he'll make his comeback. Maybe. I'm not saying he will, but maybe he'll make his comeback. Who knows? But I don't know. What do you guys think? Will Code end up making his comeback? Because this is hold on. Trying to do something right quick. Trying to add something to the stream. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. My bad. My bad. Okay. But yeah, I'm curious. Like, what do you guys think? Like, is Code you think Code is like on fraud is on fraud watch right now? Because like, okay, now that I'm just like extremely done with the spoilers, yeah, let's just talk about this. So we have now gotten new enemies for Boruto to face. This time, Boruto's not going to be able to topple them. And just like with Code, like in part one, when Code basically told Boruto, he is an amateur when it comes to karma. Code is, actually, no, not Code. Boruto is going to have to find a way to overcome the new enemies. These new enemies possess renegons. And it was pretty much evident, like, it's kind of weird because at the ending of chapter 3, we see that, the Ten Tails, they basically have, the Ten Tails has basically like a claw mark over his face. Now I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but not only did the Ten Tails has a claw mark over its face, but we see that in chapter 2, one of the claw grimes is able to manifest a Renegon. Now Code could have found a way to distribute the Renegon to the Ten Tail soldiers, and this could also be the case for the new evolved claw grimes. So, and my question is like, what did he do to change them? We know he changed them. It's pretty obvious in looking at the spoilers, but what did he change them? What did he do to change them? What kind of transformation did he add onto them? Did he change, how did he change his nature, stuff like that? I'm just curious at this given point. I'm hoping that, like, as the chapters come by, we figure out what's going on. But who knows? So, what do you guys think about the spoilers? Let me know in the chat. What did you guys think about the spoilers? Did you guys like the new spoilers for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex? Rate it like a 1 out of 10. That's pretty damn interesting. The spoilers for me, like, I don't know. The spoilers for me, they kind of were a 9 out of 10 for me. I just think, like, it's kind of like they were kind of hinting at this for quite some time. They were kind of hinting at this like for 2 chapters ago. And so now that it's here, Boruto's facing new enemies. Like, what kind of powers, like, and abilities, other powers and abilities that they have? I know one of them can use wood style, one of them can use lightning style. They can travel through claw marks, which is basically evident because they could be evolved claw grimes. Or maybe they are evolved claw grimes. Or maybe they can use other Renegon abilities. You can't tell me that they don't have any other Renegon abilities because they have a Renegon in their eye sockets. Who knows? That's crazy. And Sasuke becoming a tree also answered why Boruto is becoming more colder, because, and also this also explains why he just didn't look at Sarada in chapter 1 or chapter 2, because he couldn't bring himself to tell Sarada what happened. Boruto is out of time. He's trying to save Sasuke, and there's no way he can do that if now he has to worry about new threats. He can't save his uncle. His brother isn't listening to him. The world is now his enemy. and he has new enemies on top of that. Holy shit. Boruto is just like, holy shit, like he's going through it right. Not going through it, but it's just like he's dealing with a lot right now. You know. And I'm glad Kash and Koji is there. I'm glad Sarada and Sumire are listening to him. But it's not enough now. Destiny, I think Toneri said this best in the anime. Like Destiny is Boruto's enemy now. How is he going to combat this? I think Boruto, I don't know, with the power of the Jogan, maybe the Jogan has the power to control fate, destiny. I don't know if that's the case. You know, that would be very interesting if the Jogan does in fact possess an ability that is linked to fate or linked to destiny. But that would pretty much be way too damn overpowered if that were to be the case. Like I want the yeah, I'm back. I don't want the Jogan. I don't know. Part of me doesn't want the Jogan to be overpowered. Then part of me kind of does. Because if this eye is like the eye that belongs to the Otsutsuki gods, or an Otsutsuki god, some people say that the Otsutsuki god is Shibai, that maybe after eating so many chakra fruits and constantly evolving, that basically became this peerless entity that is, that has evolved to the point where he has, gained the pinnacle of all dojutsu and pretty much the pinnacle of power, the Jogan. It's weird. Ishiki imagined a being with a wall of Jogans around him. Why was that the case? And if that's the case, like, this really makes me wonder how much does Ishiki know about the Jogan? And whether, I don't know if that's Ishiki himself, because it's weird, because out of all the karma markings, Ishiki came to Code and told him that. I'm gonna do like an analysis video sometime soon, wondering about this very question. I wonder what the Jogan's abilities are. What I know is this. So the Jogan has extra, I don't know. The Jogan has the ability to predict when an Otsutsuki is going to use their, Yomotsu Hirosaka ability, which is basically their ability to go to different dimensions. We see this happening in the anime. So Boruto also has the ability to track chakra points. I think this happened during the New arc, where Boruto has had the ability to track dark chakra and able to pinpoint the exact location on where the chakra is coming from. Boruto might also have precognition abilities, if I'm not mistaken. I think in episode 65, he doesn't have any Hyuga style jutsus, does he? He might learn. I think he might have learned he might have learned something from the Hyuga clan, because he was training with his aunt and his grandpa in the anime. And he does incorporate some Hyuga fighting styles into his technique. Then he can attack chakra points. I don't think he can. I mean, he is Hyuga, but he doesn't have a Byakugan. That's the thing. He doesn't really have a Byakugan. And so, not only does he not have a Byakugan, but the Jogan kind of like acts like it acts like a Byakugan, it acts like a Sharingan, it acts like the Senrigan, and it acts like the Rinnegan. Let me explain why I'm saying this. So, Boruto can see the chakra pathway system even the Tenketsu points of this chakra. I mean, the Tenketsu point system, which is basically like, where your weakness is. Sorry if I'm like stuttering a little bit, because I need to drink some water. My throat feels kind of dry right now, and I just woke up, so it's like, holy shit. So when the Jogan incorporate all the abilities, he might have a lightning control like how Sasuke had flame control. He does. That's weird. I'm wondering if the Jogan in of itself has the ability to amp up Boruto's pre-existing techniques, like how the Karma Seal does, or like how Sage Mode does. Because having a dojutsu is like, I don't know if this is true, is like a multiplier. Maybe the Jogan, who knows? Maybe the Jogan could in fact have something towards where it makes it, hold on, like flame control. When the Jogan incorporate all the abilities, he might have a type of like control. Hmm. Mm. Sorry about that. Um, I mean, I'm looking into that. Um, Rocket Pathway System, you must hear Osaka. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna stop stuttering for a second. The Jogan, I know for a fact, is linked to the Pure Lands. There's just no doubt about it. And one of my reasoning is for this. A, the Jogan looks exactly like he'll awaken another Jogan in his eye. I don't know. I think Boruto might. I don't know if Boruto will awaken another Jogan in his eye. That's probably going to be towards the end of the series, where Boruto just becomes a full-fledged Otsutsuki god and is now trying to, maybe stop the gods from destroying the entire universe or something. Who knows? Boruto will definitely gain some overpowered abilities in the near future. That I'm not going to doubt. So, okay, let's get back to my point. So, the Jogan is definitely linked to the Otsutsuki clan's dimensions, but it's also my theory is it's also linked to the Pure Lands. Now, this is pretty evident because the Edo Tensei themselves, all of them have darkened scleras around them. It's darkened sclera eyes around them. Like they just have different colored pupils, but darkened scleras. And the Jogan is exactly that way. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Boruto had in episode 65, when he right after he killed Momoshiki, we see that there's energy just pulsating in the Jogan eye. Not only is there energy pulsating within the Jogan eye, Boruto himself was then transported instead of like in the manga, he was at the God Tree trying to investigate it, see if there's anything left after the battle, and he realized there was nothing. But then he saw Momoshiki and he froze time. But in the anime, Momoshiki, or I don't think Momoshiki took him to another world. It could have been one of the abilities of the Jogan for him to interact with another dimension. If I'm not mistaken, Boruto and Momoshiki in the anime went to another dimension entirely, while the Jogan Eye was still active and there's this energy pulsating. Now, here's the thing. The Jogan was activated in the anime. In the manga, he still hasn't awakened the Jogan. So I'm going to consider I'm already going to consider the anime and the manga just night and day, two different continuities. But what's even crazier is that, maybe there could be a chance that along the way, Boruto may have the power draw power upon the Pure Lands for, maybe some extra juice for the Jogan. Momoshiki's domain expansion, definitely. Definitely. If that was Momoshiki's domain expansion, bro, that'll be pretty fucking lit. That'll be pretty dang lit. Sorry for my vulgar language, but that'll be pretty dang lit. Now, I'm also like led to believe that maybe it wasn't the Jogan. Maybe Momoshiki could have taken Boruto to the other dimension. And, instead of Momoshiki, Momoshiki probably could have, they could have made it towards where Momoshiki, where they followed the anime, where they followed the manga's continuity and just, Boruto stays at the God Tree to investigate it. Kind of like what they did in the movie. But because Boruto has already awakened the Jogan, they've already given us clear-cut foreshadowing as to, what the Jogan's abilities are potentially like. And the abilities that I'm talking to you guys about are in the anime. And one thing people are not paying attention to is how the anime kind of foreshadows the events that are going to happen in the manga. This right here is just clear-cut foreshadowing. And my theory for Boruto's Jogan being connected to the Pure Lands and just the realm of the dead is pretty evident as when Boruto finished off Momoshiki and the eye was just pulsating with all this energy. He's being taken to another dimension, and instead of it being at the God Tree, it's like in some other world where there's like swirling red pit is just underneath them. And, Momoshiki is just, telling Boruto that he has strongly inherited the powers of the Otsutsuki. And then he gives him the Karma Seal and the fabled, you're going to lose everything type prophecy because of those blue eyes. And we learned that those blue eyes were actually Ada's eyes. Now, Ada's eyes are blue, but they're not necessarily like blue. It's never necessarily stated what kind of blue eyes it is, but we assumed that it was going to be Boruto's blue eyes that would take everything from him. But it was actually Ada this entire time. What was even crazier is that not only was Momoshiki waiting for this day to happen, but it didn't really go the way he wanted it to. Because there was one given point in chapter 79 where Boruto was just about to lose all control. Like, give it all to Momoshiki. And instead of that happening, I don't know if Sarda has anything to do with it. Yeah, I think Ada would get killed off, definitely. Well, I don't know if Ada would get killed off. But there are signs that she will die. And I don't think it will be by Boruto's hands. I don't know if it's going to be by Sarada's or Sumere's hands. Moege Clawgrime. Maybe. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe. It could be from the Moege Clawgrime. That is very interesting. Because then Damon's going to have a reason to fight them. And I was just immediately thinking about this. What if the Clawgrimes are in fact stronger than Damon? Like that would be super crazy if the Clawgrimes themselves were stronger than Damon. And I don't know, I don't want that. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know if that will be the case. If that will create some sort of contention within the story. Damon will be using the flying Clawgrime. Will be busy fighting the flying Clawgrime. I mean, how is he going to fight I don't know if he's going to be able to fight the flying Clawgrime because Damon can't fly. It's clearly explained to us, and I believe in chapter 74, the leader, yeah. In chapter 74, that, Otsutskis have the ability to fly. He hasn't shown his full power. Definitely. He hasn't really shown us his full power. But, neither did the leader. So, they're introducing new villains. He might have some abilities we don't know. Pretty much. He's already, Damon's already told us how the Rasengan Uzehiko works. So yeah. Now, the true leader didn't fight. Yeah, definitely. The true leader never fought. He never fought. He never shown us what he was capable of. and he kind of left, the hooded guy, the bug like Claw Grime, including the Moegan Claw Grime, to just, pressure Boruto. And I love the fact that Boruto is in fact being pressured by these new enemies because it tells us how strong they are. That just being a Jigen Plus level, just surpassing Jigen Plus, is not enough. These guys are on an entirely different level if this is the case. And now Boruto is going to have to find a way to overcome them. I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry right now. Okay, as much as I wanted to keep the stream going, I'm going to stop at the 1 hour mark. But holy shit. Mainly because I'm hungry. But these leaks and these spoilers are crazy. These leaks and these spoilers. Code was frozen? Hell yeah, he was definitely frozen. That man just did not do shit throughout the leaks. He just sat there and just let Boruto fight them. Code's on fraud watch. Code is a fraud. He was trash before, and he's trash now. Like, y'all cannot tell me, after all these years, like, there's just no way Code has not pulled a single W, and the only W he gained was off screen. I just hope this chapter is updated on Manga Plus. Definitely. I hope this chapter does get updated on Manga Plus. By today, maybe Sunday, maybe next Mondays. Who knows? When the chapter fully releases. On Friday, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Saturday, since OP scans are going to be released on chapter may come out before the 20th and is translated. I would recommend to wait until the Viz Media translation comes out because it's a more clear, concise translation. But the OP scan translation is for last chapter wasn't really that bad. So I don't know. Me personally, I would wait for the Viz Media translation, but if the chapters are always coming out a day before, 2 days before the official release comes out, I always tend to try to do a review on it ahead of time. But that is crazy. Anyways, I'm super hungry right now. I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming all the way out here. And if you guys could, like the stream, subscribe to the page, and hit that notification bell icon for more Boruto content. This is just... And let me know what you guys think about the stream in of itself. Well, let me know what you guys think about the spoilers for chapter 4. Because when I saw those new enemies, I almost lost it. I was like, what? I was like, no fucking way. We're getting new enemies now? Code is no longer going to be the main villain of the series now? What? But yeah. I just hope they would give us a flashback in the chapter. Definitely. I was hoping for the chapter to be a flashback chapter. I was so ready to see what's going to happen. What happened during the 3 years Boruto and Sasuke routed the village. And, I don't think they had to tell us that. Because we see that, Sasuke has become a tree. So Boruto and... So, oh shit! This kind of just already answered the question of what happened. Because Code's already said that, for the 2 years, Boruto has been trying to avoid Code. Just helplessly. Sasuke became a tree because he was fighting the Claw Grinds. We all know that the Claw Grinds must have jumped Sasuke and merged with him. Damn. I'm already feeling bad for Sasuke and Boruto. I'm feeling even more bad for Boruto because he can't seem to escape his own destiny. I'll explain more on that in like a future video, but yeah. If you guys got any questions, um, well, post them in the comment section when this stream gets uploaded, or talk to me in you know what? Forget it. He must have been training in another dimension with Kashikoji. That probably could have been the case for why Code couldn't track him all these years. That actually might be the only way, because Code can't necessarily sense Otsutsuki chakra. Well, he can't sense. I don't know if Code can sense chakra, but yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah, it's been fun having you guys out here. Peace out.